Alright everybody, how is it going? It is Tuesday, November 27th, 2018, and we have just finished with Week 12 in the NFL, so we have some NFL pick'em results to go over, so let's just jump right into that part of the video. I think I spelled results wrong, but that's whatever. Of course, Los Angeles and Kansas City, the Rams of Los Angeles, were bye this week, so we didn't get to see these high-powered, great teams play, but that was alright. Hopefully you didn't, suffer too much on fantasy, but whatever. All right, these are the Thanksgiving Day games. The 12:30 game between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions was, of course, even though I wanted it to be an upset, it was pretty goddamn obvious the Bears were going to win that game. The Bears won 23 to 16 to improve to 8-3 and kind of, start to establish themselves as the dominant third seed in the NFC. Um, yeah, that's pretty. That's not even that wild a statement. I mean, when you got two 10-1 teams in the same conference, obviously the Bears are going to look like the third seed. Um, yeah, the Bears are pretty good. They're a real team, the real threat. The first win in Detroit since what, like 2012. So and the Lions just lost. Marvin Jones is out for the season, so we're going to probably call this season a wrap for the Lions. They play the Rams next week, and they still have to play the Saints this season. So, sorry, Detroit fans. I know it stinks, but we're going to lose at least 9. We'll probably win out the other games because we play garbage opponents the rest of the way, including Green Bay. So, 7-9 is something we can aim for. So, we got that. All right, then we have the 4:30 p.m. game. That was a lot better than I thought it was going to be with Colt McCoy starting on such a short leash. But the Dallas Cowboys won the game 31 to 23, a large part thanks to Amari Cooper, who went over 180 receiving yards. First Dallas Cowboy to do that since I believe 2012. To improve to 6-5 and stay and take first place in the NFC East. The Cowboys fall to 6-5, and they're going to kind of. They looked a lot better than I think a lot of people thought they were going to, considering Colt McCoy hadn't started in a few years. He had a short week to prepare for it. We'll see how he does in the next game and how the Redskins respond going forward. But it's going to be an uphill battle, especially now that Seattle's kind of nipping at their heels, holding the tiebreaker with Carolina. So that's a whole bunch of fun stuff to consider going forward. But the Redskins' playoff chances are starting to look more and more bleak. But Colt, he's a gamer, so we'll see how it goes. Let's go to the 8:20 p.m. game, in which of course, the New Orleans Saints beat the Atlanta Falcons 31 to 17 to improve to 10-1, which is I think the NFL's best because they have a better technical record than the Los Angeles Rams because they beat them. So the NFL best New Orleans Saints, 10-1, 10-game winning streak. They won 31 to 17. Atlanta's looking horrible this year. I don't really know what their problem is. Their defense is butter soft. They're 4-7. Sorry, Atlanta. It's just a rough year. This is coming from a Lions fan. We got the same records. It is what it is. Both got good quarterbacks that are underachieving. Or not. I don't know. I mean, Julio Jones isn't catching. I don't know. It's just a rough year for Falcons fans. Saints fans, on the other hand, enjoy the ride. You're probably getting a Super Bowl and an MVP finally. Breeze for MVP. But we went 2-1 on the picks through this point in the week. So we'll see how we progress on the record going forward. We had an alright week, so I'm not too upset about it. And then the Oakland Raiders traveled to Baltimore in a game that I literally missed by a point predicting the score. It was pretty obvious that this was going to be the outcome. The running back for the Ravens was the first Ravens running back to go in consecutive 100-yard games this year. They got Lamar Jackson's rushes down to I think 12 or 13 that he was way under with rushing. He looked all right throwing the ball at times. The receivers are trying to make catches they weren't trying to make for Joe Flacco. The runners are running harder than they were for Joe Flacco. The team's playing better for Lamar Jackson. They want Lamar Jackson to be their quarterback. And that's the case going forward. The Ravens will shoot themselves in the foot if they give Joe Flacco back the reins of this team. It is now Lamar Jackson's team. It needs to remain Lamar Jackson's team. But this is the Ravens. They're 6-5. They're going to trust the veteran quarterback. They're going to make a bad mistake with doing so. The Raiders fall to 2-9. Who gives a shit? All right, let's see. The Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills. A game I got wrong because the Jaguars are just goddamn awful, dude. No one can ever pick the Jaguars again this year. And if you do, you're a goddamn liar about the outcome of the game you think. They're gonna win. They're gonna go 3-13 because they didn't commit to getting a real quarterback in the offseason. They screwed their defense over. They screwed their offensive coordinator over, who got fired over this shit this year, all because They stuck with Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles is a goddamn backup quarterback that they tried to keep starting. But guess what? When you figure out how to play a backup quarterback in the NFL, he's not a good starter. They fucking turn into Blake Bortles. Sorry. He's a bust. He's a backup. The Bills, on the other hand, are 4-7. They're trying to turn their season around. Josh Allen was able to, put it in the face of Jalen Ramsey a bit, had a decent game, did what he had to do to get the victory. His team came out on top 24-21, 4-7. They're better than the Jaguars at 3-8, It's nice to make a guy eat their words, so congratulations to the Bills, I guess. Um, I was hoping they'd win. They weren't winning, but hey, Josh Allen's a little bit better than we all thought. Then the game we got right too. Not exactly the score, but we got the point differential right. So I feel good about that. The Seahawks beat the Panthers 30-27. The Seahawks and the Panthers had a very back and forth game. A lot of lead changes, or if there wasn't, you know what I mean. Seattle was able to roar back every time. It was a good game. It was one of the better games of the Sunday affairs, I would say. Carolina takes a late lead. Seattle comes right back, kicks a game-winning field goal. Janikowski gets to play the hero in the game. It was exactly what you want out of a football game. If you're being honest with yourselves, you want to see two good teams just go at each other. McCaffrey had one hell of a performance. I believe he's like the first Panther in history to have 100 rushing yards and 100 receiving yards in the same game. So congrats to McCaffrey on the big game. Congrats to Janikowski on the game winner, proving that you can kick game winners in shorts and be old and be 6'5" and like 500-pound kicker. It's awesome. Go Janikowski. Both teams are 6-5. Seattle's ahead of Carolina now. Pivotal game for Carolina to lose because now Seattle holds that tiebreaker against them, which is not exactly what you want. So let's see how that plays out because now all Seattle has to do is hope for a Washington Redskins loss, and they're the team that is sitting in the other wild card spot. Crazy how things work out. And then in a game, I don't think whatever, who cares? Two teams that aren't going to the playoffs anyway. Maybe the Bengals won't, or maybe the Browns won't go. The best they can do is 9-6-1. I don't really see that getting into the playoffs, but it's crazy. Crazier things have happened. And then we have, of course, the Bengals. They lost 35-20. The score was not indicative of this game. The Bengals got the shit kicked out of them. Andy Dalton's out for the season. They're going to be going to like Joe Driscoll and Tom Savage to lead the team going forward. So probably a 5-11 season incoming for the Bengals. Sorry, guys, you had a great start, but I don't know. The wheels completely fell right off. It's the curse of Hugh Jackson. You got to get rid of him. Baker Mayfield, 4 touchdowns in this game, which is a Browns rookie record. Sort of impressive considering the amount of rookie quarterbacks the Browns have had. That, Baker's had one of the best performances by him. Congratulations. Whatever. That brought our record to 4-3 because the Browns somehow won. I've picked I think every Browns win except this one. You know what I mean? I picked every one of their wins this year, but this is the one game I didn't pick, and I knew I should have picked them. But I went 4-3 after this first slate of 1 o'clock games, but we got the other slate of 1 p.m. games to think about. The New England Patriots beat the New York Jets 27-13. I guess yeah, it was a pretty good game. I don't really have much to say about it. Sony Michel and James White really carried the load for Brady, who didn't, necessarily look the greatest at times. Rushed for, I think, over 200 yards. Sony Michel had himself a really good afternoon. It was nice to see him back after injury. Gronk was back, had a great touchdown catch. They were single covering him with the safety, and it was pretty effective. So that was something to worry a little bit about. But New England is the number 2 seed after this weekend in the AFC playoff picture. All we need to do is have Kansas City somehow lose a game, maybe the Chargers or something. And that would put my team as the number 1 seed because we'll beat Pittsburgh. I'm not really worried about a team that can't beat the goddamn Denver Broncos. So, whatever. And the Jets fall to 3-8. They're the worst team in the AFC East. They're worse than the Bills. It's a dumpster fire. Bulls is going to be fired. It's, at least you guys got that going forward, that Todd Bowles won't be the coach. So you got that. Maybe you guys will get one of these cool offensive coordinator type coaches for Sam Darnold. Kind of like a Jared Goff situation. We'll see. And then in a game that really upset a lot of people because everybody thought the Giants had turned it around, but then they go and lose to a team who's just as shitty as they are this year. The Giants lost to the Eagles 22-25. Saquon Barkley has 12 touchdowns, I believe, this year total. which is a franchise rookie record for the guy, and they still got 5 games to play this season. Yeah, right. Yeah, 5. And they lost 25-22, effectively probably ending the Giants' season, considering that you're probably not making the playoffs this year with 8 losses. Even 7 losses is a push. I don't want to say that but if you have 8 losses, you're out. 3-8, you're done. Giants season's over. This is probably Eli's last year as the quarterback there, because they need to get themselves one of these RPO style quarterbacks to use Beckham and Barkley more effectively. End arounds, kind of like a scuffed Kansas City, but whatever. Um, the Eagles, however, saved their season, improved to 5-6, and now they have an uphill battle. They got to win the next 5, and then maybe secure a playoff spot. We'll see how the defending Super Bowl champions can finish out. This was a good win. They won late. They kicked a field goal to win. So, congrats, Eagles. You saved your season. And now we have another who gives a shit game when the Buccaneers hosted the 49ers. I don't have anything to say about this game, but the Bucs won 27-9. They're 4-7, and the 49ers are 2-9. That brought me to 6-4 on the week because like I said, I have nothing to say about that game. So I'm at 6-4. I'm only going to lose one more game this week, which is in the 4 p.m. games because I was let down by the goddamn Steelers. We'll get to that. The Chargers won pretty much exactly how we thought they were going to win. They won 45-10 to improve to 8-3. Great record. They are now the 3rd seed in the AFC. No, hold on. How's this break down? They're a wild card seed. Never mind. Sorry about that, Los Angeles, because of the fact that Kansas City exists. Sorry. 9-2 leads your division. You're 8-3, first wild card spot. Ironically, you should be the number 3 or 4 seed, but because Pittsburgh only has 7. But that's not how it works. All right. Cardinals, they stink. They only scored 10 points. And congratulations to Phillip Rivers, tied or set an NFL record with 25 consecutive completed passes to begin the game. Incredible feat. Incredible thing. I think he went 28 for 29 to end the game. What an afternoon by Phillip Rivers, one of the better quarterbacks that no one really ever talks about. Always consistent, always winning games. He may choke in the playoffs, but hey, you know what? The dude's got 20,000 kids to take care of, and he keeps on doing his thing. Congrats to Phillip Rivers on that incredible, crazy, fucking weird record that you set. Congratulations. Go Chargers, I guess. I can root for the Chargers to beat the Chiefs. I need them to beat the Chiefs. The Miami Dolphins went and played the Indianapolis Colts in what turned into a pretty good game. The Colts, I think the Dolphins had a lead with of 2 scores late in the game, and then Andrew Luck got the ball and was able to take the 4th quarter into his own wing. Nice 4th quarter comeback by the Colts to improve that, I believe, a 5-game winning streak after starting the season 1-5. So the Colts are red hot. They may have even started 0-5. I don't really remember, but I know they're one of the hotter teams in football, having won 6 straight or 5 straight. So, and Andrew Luck's playing out of his mind. The entire team's playing out of their mind. So congratulations to the Colts. Have a big battle in 2 weeks against the Texans coming up. So we'll see how they do with that. They got to keep winning to keep their playoff streak alive and their playoff hopes alive in this crowded AFC. So let's see how they do. It's all on Andrew. The Pittsburgh Steelers have not won in Denver since 2009, and that did not change after this weekend. So the Broncos beat the Steelers 24-17. The Steelers fall to 7-3-1, and the Broncos keep their season alive, much like the Eagles, improving to 5-6. They got to win out in order just to contend, or maybe they might even miss it at 10-6, considering how good the AFC really is this year. But I guess a lot of people picked the Steelers to be upset. I didn't really see it happening. I'm a believer of this Denver defense. That's a real deal to shut down that offense. Juju Smith, Antonio Brown, Connor's not that bad a running back. Big Ben's a good quarterback. They got good tight ends in Pittsburgh. And Denver, 17 points. That's impressive. Pittsburgh's played sloppily the last couple games, especially, Jacksonville, Denver. They scored 37 points after just scoring 50 fucking points against Carolina. Very, very troubling thing to notice. I think they've been on the road the last couple games even. So that's even something more to go, oh, shit, what's going on in Pittsburgh? Do they have road problems? It appears so all of a sudden. But, Denver's also got a good defense. Pittsburgh hasn't won there since 2009. Might be looking too much into it. But that brought me to an 8-5 mark for Week 12 NFL Pick'em. So now we go to Sunday night and Monday night football. I got both of these right, so I went 10-5 this week. Good week. A lot better than last week when I only got like 5 or 6 fucking right. So I'm much happier about my results this week. Let's see. Sunday Night Football, of course, we had Minnesota hosting Green Bay, and much like I tried to tell everybody, the Packers don't win on the road this year. They're 0-6. They haven't run one with Aaron Rodgers on the road in a while. He's had road woes. The Packers play like garbage away from Lambeau. I thought people would have realized this by now, but they haven't. Oh, they're not going to lose 3 or 4 straight. Oh, they're not going to. Oh, Kirk Cousins can't win in prime time. Oh. Yeah, okay. And you know what else? Aaron Rodgers is 0-2-1 against Kirk Cousins in his career. You like that? 0-2-1. I think he's 0-3 and no 0-2-1. You like that? Do you like that 4-6-1 record, Green Bay? You guys stink. Now you're blaming it on your fucking head coach, who's a really good head coach and who's going to be like the head coach of the Jets. I don't think he's going to be the head coach of the Browns anymore because Greg Williams is probably going to win that job by the looks of things. Maybe. I could see, when they fire McCarthy like a bunch of idiots instead of getting rid of this overpaid diva quarterback they have, who, is starting to show signs of wear and tear already at 35, which is, a little strange. But, yeah, the Packers stink. They can't win on the road. They make shitty decisions. Aaron Rodgers is choking this year. 17 of 28 for 198 yards. Didn't even throw for 200. He doesn't make throws downfield anymore. He doesn't throw risky balls that could result in a touchdown. He's got young, fast wide receivers. Why not take some shots, dude? Oh, I don't want to throw picks. Got to protect his own numbers at the cost of his team's record. That's what this year looks like to me, in my opinion. But whatever. Fuck the Packers. They stink. I would like the Packers if they didn't have Aaron Rodgers. The rest of the team is fine. I like the rest of the team. Like they got a respectable guy in Clay Matthews. The receivers are nice and young. Those guys all look like they got talent. Aaron Jones looks like a potential talent. It's just you guys got shithead on the sidelines, and I don't like him. Congratulations to the Vikings. I'm glad you guys won. You're sitting there pretty in the wild card slot right now. Just keep on up, keep it up, keep it up, and I can see good things. You're not beating the Patriots, so enjoy this short-lived win. You're not beating us in Foxborough, Vikings fans. Sorry. But yeah, good luck to you anyway. The Andy Dalton of the NFC is not coming into. Well, we'll talk about that. Take the win, 6-4-1. Good shit. Congratulations. Then we had Monday Night Football, of course. I literally missed this game by 3 points, just like I missed Monday. I missed it by 3 points. I'm getting pretty good at predicting scores, people. I mean, that's fucking impressive. I've got the 24 right for the Vikings and the 17 right for the Titans, and I missed the other two by 6 points combined. That's a little bit of props, you know what I mean? A small bit. I should get a like just because of how close a lot of my scores were to actual scores today. But anyway, yeah, the Texans won. There's not much to talk about in this game. The Texans have an 8-game winning streak. They're like the 3rd seed in the AFC right now. Kind of shocking after the 1-3 start or the 0-3 start, but Deshaun Watson's playing fearless football now that his knee's good. Doesn't even think about it. I like the Texans. I like the defense. I like the team. 34-17. They're well coached. Gotta love that Patriot influence on the team. It's starting to show. They tied their franchise record, 8-game winning streak. That's great. 8-3. Titans are still alive at 5-6. They just gotta keep fighting with that weird ass offense they're trying to run. The scuff Kansas City and scuff New England Patriots. Don't know what the Titans are, but I went 10-5 in my Week 12 NFL pick'em. Not too bad, not too shabby. Something to improve on. Hopefully I can go maybe 16-0 this week now that there won't be buys next week. Let's do it, but I doubt that. But 10-5, not bad. Major improvement from last week. And then my season record coming into Week 12 was 89, 67, and 2, which that goddamn means I'm at 99, 72, and 2, which means hopefully I can get one game right next week. Hopefully it's Thursday Night Football and it's right out of the way, and I go to 100 wins on the season. I'm pretty excited about that. 99, 72, and 2. Not a horrible win percentage. Not the greatest, though. And 2 ties this year with the Vikings and Packers and Browns and Steelers. Kind of a weird situation. But that is my Week 12 NFL pick results. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I really appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who watched my Week 12 NFL picks video. Got got a lot of views, almost 10,000. Thank you so much. Everyone who commented, I've commented back on all your picks and continued the conversation as you've seen. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. If you're new around here from that video, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day and a great week. And my Week 13 NFL picks video is coming soon. Thank you for listening to this DrTV presentation. Have a great rest of the day. Peace out.